Battlefield 6 is out. I'm really excited to go ahead and give my impressions of what I think of the game. I've played about 6 hours and I'm really liking the game. I'm liking a lot of the details that they added. There are a few things that I don't like, so let's go ahead and get into it. So Battlefield 6 was pretty much one of my most anticipated games of 2025. I even spent about $100 on a Phantom Edition, played the beta, did all those things, and now that the game is out, I'm loving it. I'm loving the way that they went about this game. They took a lot of feedback from 2042 and they implemented it into this new Battlefield. They scaled down the player count, previously in 2042 and I think even Battlefield 5, you were able to go ahead and play with more than 64 players. You were able to play with 128. And for me personally, that change is 50-50 because a lot of the maps that are big, I want to be able to play 128 players. But some of the maps that are small, such as Siege of Cairo, Manhattan Bridge, and Empire State, I feel like those maps need to be only 64 players. I think it would be a little bit too crowded if it had 128, but that's my personal opinion. On full release, I feel like this game should have at least had the option. You should have the option to play 128 or 64 players. Me personally, it fits for 64, but like I said, the option should be there. You should have player choice to be able to choose which game modes you want to play at the player count that you want to play. Considering that this is a next gen game, you should have the option to play 64 or 128 to your disposal. I'm loving the recon class currently. Playing with the snipers is just so much different than previous Battlefields. It seems like in this version of Battlefield, they don't have bullet drop the traditional way that they had it. You do have to lead your shots depending on how far a target is, but you don't have to lead upwards. As in vertical, you have to lead horizontal. Just in case, like if a character is running really fast, you have to lead in front of them. That's the type of bullet drop that I would say that they have, but it's not conventional the way that Battlefield has traditionally had it. This Battlefield is pretty much exactly what I wanted, considering that Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4 are some of my favorite Battlefields. This pretty much brings you back to that traditional feel. I had a couple people while I was playing, they were on comms and they were complaining, saying this is just like Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4. Me personally, this is exactly what I wanted. So it's not a surprise that I'm really enjoying this game, considering it's in a modern environment, all the guns are modern, and everything is playing well for the most part. During the beta, there was a lot of controversy about map sizes and things like that. Me personally, I'm having issues with the full release. The maps, there's two specific maps that are just giving me hell right now with the spacing. I feel like it's crowded in some areas, and then in certain parts of the map, it's completely barren and there's no cover. And those maps specifically, there's no way that you can actually play Rush and Breakthrough on those maps, which are the two game modes that I'm particularly playing the most right now. Mirak Valley is a really good map for the most part when you're playing Conquest or any other game mode, but like I said, I'm playing Rush and I'm playing Breakthrough. And with that map specifically, there's two pockets to where if you're trying to push up over a hill, you can't because it's just empty space. That's a problem, but with smoke, it's not too big of an issue. But one map that literally almost had me launch my controller across the damn room is Liberation Peak. I hate this damn map. It's just open for no reason. Everything is just spread out. It makes no sense. There's snipers everywhere. There's no cover. It's terrible map design. And for Rush and Breakthrough, it is literally the worst map ever to be trying to sit there and win a match. I don't think I can play this damn map, if I'm being honest. I'm probably just gonna have to skip it. In Conquest, that's different. Conquest plays way different on this map. But for those two game modes, I just can't do it. Now my next issue, I don't know if this is just like because this is the launch day or something like that, but matchmaking is pretty bad. I don't know what's going on with the countdown. It says match started it's counting up and then it counts back down. I don't know what's going on. It's some sort of issue. I got over it a few times and figured it out, but matchmaking is pretty bad so far. Another issue that I'm having is that a lot of people aren't playing their roles. I think certain game modes and certain playlists, they have it to where it's open and you can choose whatever weapons, you can choose certain gadgets and things like that. And for me, it's not working well. We got engineers running around not destroying the tanks. They're not chasing down the air targets or anything like that. We got support. They're not reviving people. I'm gonna get into revives in a second. That's its own little segment right there. But people just ain't doing what they're supposed to. You know, like the spawn beacon is now put into the assault class, which I think is a terrible idea. I think it should have always stayed where it was, which was recon, because I haven't been able to get with someone who's playing assault and they're putting down a spawn beacon. Like I said in my other video, that is a tactical equipment right there. That gadget is so useful for putting in position to where you can get the upper hand on objectives and things like that. So they put it in assault. I don't think it's a good idea. We'll see how it plays out, but so far I'm not even able to get onto a spawn beacon from my team, so it's not working too well so far. We also got a lot of new players, you can tell, who haven't played this series before. A lot of people ain't reviving. They skipping right over people that they can revive. A lot of people are unaware that if they're not support and they're in a squad, they can still revive their teammates. They can, you know, do that slow pull to the side and then revive them or whatever. They don't even care to do that. And I'm not talking about situations where it's hostile and they, you know, they're being shot at and they can't get to people. I'm talking about where there's nothing going on. I got sniped. I'm in cover to where they can get me and they don't even know that they can get me. So that's something, that's like a player base issue. That's not even a game issue. But even then, like I said, people are choosing certain classes and they're not even using them to their potential at all because of certain playlists being open, you know, to where they're just not doing what they're supposed to. So reviving has been one of my main issues so far in the game. And I don't know what it is, but everyone's playing support. Not support, they're playing assault and engineer. I haven't seen but 1 or 2 recon, because like I said, they took the tactical equipment out of there and they gave it to the assault, that spawn beacon. That's a pretty pivotal move for them to do. But I just don't think people are playing the way that they're supposed to, and that's taken away from the full potential of the game so far. But that's not nothing big. Even though there's small issues like that, the overall experience isn't taken away from the fact that I'm having fun from this game. I'm super excited to continue playing it. I'm actually about to play it as soon as I'm done making this video. I'm really excited to hear how everyone else is feeling about it, because I know a lot of people are new to this series. So if you are new, I want to know exactly how you feel about this. You know, Black Ops 7 is coming out and a lot of people are going to be comparing the two, so it's pretty interesting to hear the debates about, you know, what's better, what does what better, and things like that. But if you haven't already, go ahead and drop a like, put a comment in there, like I said, about what you think about the game. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video.